This is allegedly Thomas Kennedy that would have been made in London, God knows, 1820 to 1840. He lived till 1870, but I think his career of maker stopped in the 50s. He worked for different shops and worked for himself as well. And whilst he worked for himself, he also made instruments for other shops with different labels in it, and we believe that's probably one of those. So it's all a guessing game when we come down to deciding who made the instrument or not, but by the sound and the way it was built, choice of materials, and just the way it was carved, yeah, I believe it's Thomas Kennedy. But it doesn't really matter, because when one buys an instrument, I purchased that one 10 years ago, one really goes for how it sounds like and how it feels like, and it's a great thing actually if it ends up being a valuable asset or a good investment for someone. But really, we follow our ears to pick the instrument that fits our character, personality, or whatever we do. If I were a rockabilly bass player, I probably would have picked something else than this one, because I wouldn't stand on that one. I'd been looking for an instrument for many years, and actually quite hard to find. There are always more players than good instruments around, and I'd been hearing gossips of an instrument lying around Sydney, particularly, for a couple of years, actually. But never had the chance to see it, or never got the name or the phone number of the person that was allegedly the owner of it. And one morning, really early, Alan Riley, who was running the local bass shop at the time, gave me a call. It must have been 7:45 in the morning. I couldn't believe he was calling me this early. I was like, what's going on? And then he said, I've got the instrument. And I said, okay, I'll be there as soon as I can. So in the afternoon, I went and had a look at it. My excitement went down quite drastically when I saw the state the instrument was in, which was just practically a lump of wood that I could tell was very old, looked expensive, but in a terrible state. So the strings were hardly holding on the instrument. And a month or two later, I found someone that was really take the challenge to take the instrument completely apart and restoring it, and took pretty much a year. So imagine buying a fine instrument and spending that much money, not being able to touch it for a year, and wondering what it's gonna become. So I don't know if you can see all the lines. Every single line you see on the belly is a crack that's been fixed. So there were over 30 of them just on the front, and they are all over the instrument. So after not having it for a year, I received it, and then it took seriously a year before I got the sound I wanted out of it. And I'd say it's still improving, still developing, because it hadn't been played seriously for, I believe, for at least 40 years. So I'm quite happy to be growing with it. Why would I buy a brand new instrument? I've considered that. When you put them back to back, the sound is compelling. The good old instruments haven't been beaten, and there's all sorts of theories for that. But maybe it's just a matter of having a couple hundred or 300 or 400 years of being played, and all the cells in the wood aligning in a certain way and vibrating in harmony. But it really is the sound that motivates you to spend that much money. I'm sure you wouldn't if you wouldn't have to.